All right. And we are live. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are back with another episode of The Authority Project. My name is Brian S. Arnold, and I'm your host today. And we are here to get you started with a new topic in The Authority Project. We're here to help you as the project to put authority onto your name so you can sell more of what you're great at. And I have my new friends here. Chelsea, let me get the last name. It's Chelsea Rolph. It's Stefanie
Rolph.
Lethbridge. Rolph.
Yeah.
Stefanie Lethbridge.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
Hi.
Great. Or
Hello.
Stefanie Lethbridge and Chelsea Rolph.
Yeah.
They're here to help us. They say, now here's what they're saying they're going to do for us today. They're showing us how to host a virtual event. And by doing so, you can launch your own business. Is that correct? Can you show that to us today?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome.
We have helped so many people launch their business through event planning that we feel we can help anybody.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, awesome. Well, we shall see. We shall see on this episode of The Authority Project. All right, we are back. You're back from the intro. I got my sip of water, and we're good to go here. So, first of all, let's start with my first question I ask all my guests here. Can you tell us, first of all, who you are personally and then professionally?
Yes. If you want to start?
Yeah. So my name is Stefanie, and personally, I have a 2-year-old daughter. And she's my inspiration for everything and for starting a business because I want to grow the life that I want and to be able to support her. So everything I do is for her, and I'm very excited. Professionally, I'm an event planner. Between Chelsea and I, we have running over 400 events in the past 4 years.
Awesome.
Yeah. And for me, so my name is Chelsea. I have worked with Stefanie for the past 4 years, and over the last year, she inspired me by her wanting to start a business and reach out on her own and create the dream life that I was like, I want to do that. So I partnered with Steph, and here we are.
So great. Let me just go into this now because I see. I kind of went through your profile there, and I saw the camaraderie of you two. You seem to be like best buds, a good friendship, a good partnership, right? I mean, Steph didn't want to go on without Chelsea, I do believe. I think that's what happened here.
Yeah.
You guys are just so close, right? So,
yeah.
Is it easier with a partner by doing it? Let me just the first question: easier with a partner by doing these virtual events than a solo? Because I just feel like it's a big undertaking. Anyone can answer that.
It is. So, I mean, we love having a partnership because it's someone to bounce ideas off of, and we also have different strengths. So we're a very, very good balance. Now, we know that isn't the case for everybody, but for us, it works perfectly, and I couldn't ask for a better partner to work with.
Yeah,
but especially with running events, it's a lot, and it does take a lot on a person. So having another person to work with, it does help, but at the same time, anybody can do it on their own. And that's what we like to help people with, because there's so many new companies that are starting on their own, and it is possible, and we'll help them.
Awesome. Anything else to add to that, Stefanie, at all?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say too, because you don't necessarily need a partnership. For us, it's worked out really well. I feel like we've been able to grow, expand, bounce ideas off of each other. But if you don't have a partnership, you don't need that in order to get the success and to get the goals and everything that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's go back to the backstory here. Guys can start wherever you want. So how did you two figure out that virtual events was the way to go for both of you when you got started with this?
Yeah, so I originally started when I was on maternity leave. I started out as a virtual assistant because at first I just wanted to make a little bit of extra money while on maternity leave. But the more I did it, the more I became passionate about it. And when I returned back to my full-time corporate job, that's where Chelsea and I know each other from. I was struggling because I couldn't manage my business on the side, plus a full-time job, plus full-time mom. So I went to Chelsea came to me. She's like, I can help. I can do anything you want. And then she instantly helped me. I'm like, yes, I need the help. So that's when we started out as virtual assistants, and we grew very, very, very quickly. And then our background is event planning. So it made sense to combine the two things that we're passionate about. We're passionate about event planning and being online and being virtual. So we combined the two, and we noticed that that's what clients and that's what people, especially since COVID has hit, that's what people are looking for. And that's our strength and our passion.
Yeah, so Steph and I worked at a corporate job together. So we were in the same department, but we had separate jobs and we had different focuses, but both around event planning. So Steph, it was more like the cultural activity. So she helped plan like Canada's one of Canada's largest proms. And she's done so many amazing events like that. And then my focus was more on fundraisers. So we worked together, but separately, but we still use each other to help get each other's events going. So we learned that we work very well together. So then when we started to the VA side, and with COVID, people needed help with event planning. We're like, we can do this. This is no problem for us. And it brought back that excitement. We love helping businesses, and we love helping get businesses launched in a very creative way.
Awesome. Awesome. So let me dive into that, because is your target market based on your background? Is it corporate business, or is this something that you can have other clients who are just like regular digital marketers or business professionals can do? What exactly is your target market of what you guys are focusing on?
So we have experience with both. So since COVID, it's been a lot of new businesses wanting to launch, especially since COVID. We've had people that they've had like a small shop maybe, or they had to go virtual and they don't know how or what to do. So, but we have worked with some bigger corporations and bigger people as well. But I feel like for now, like we're very passionate about helping people and help, especially now in these hard times. We want to help people launch their business virtually.
Yeah, and right now, like Steph said, we really started launching the event planning through COVID, and we have had more of a focus on the new businesses. So those people that are maybe they got laid off, they are trying to get some type of income, and they just needed somewhere to start. So that has really been our focus over the past few months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to start now too. Those are the light questions. So,
Perfect.
So here's my challenge for people who maybe not corporate, may not have all the money involved, and may not have like a list to start with. Do you need a list? Do you need an audience? Do you need a following to start these things?
No.
That's the concern of most people that might be watching here about building their authority, because that's what they want to do, but they don't really necessarily have that yet. How does this help them towards that end?
So you don't need a list. You don't need to have any of those things in order to launch and build your business the way you want. You can still have all your goals and your dreams, and you don't necessarily need that list that everybody thinks that they need. And we've helped so many people that started from nothing, and just through launching an event, someone that we know, they were now through launching an event, they were now offered to be on a TV show. So there's different connections and everything, and building an email list. We help with all that, what happens after the event, how to get revenue, all those things. So you don't necessarily you just need the confidence and wanting it.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, a lot of our clients, they don't even have a website. They didn't have anything. They knew what they were passionate about and just wanted more information. So we combined their desire to learn more about their field with launching their own business. So even on our website, no matter what your budget is, we have the budget sheet, and we also provide people with free options. So say they wanted to try to do it on their own, we have free options available for them, but we have so many people who started with absolutely nothing, not even a business, and now they have over 300 people on their email marketing list, and they have a following on social media, even though they didn't even have any of that before.
Okay, this sounds interesting, girls. I see what you guys are doing. I see what you guys are doing. All right. Okay. I like it so far.
It's fun.
So you're taking away all of my objections. So take us step by step now on how this is done. We're still a little timid. People who are listening right now, you saw people are on right now, and they're listening. They're still a little timid about this thing, though, because I think a lot of times they're still worried about their following and what they can bring to the table. So take us step by step how this works for them and how an event can be constructed, basically.
Yeah, so basically it always starts with what your goal is. So if you figure out what your end goal is, we can help you get there. So basically, you figure that out, and we've been supporting them by having events where they have guest speakers. So we have been helping our clients find speakers that reflect the company that they want to build and promote online, but also complement what they're selling. So then that way they can use their host or their guest to promote their event, which draws in more people. So what we've learned is that when you have a lot of guest speakers, especially when you're starting from nothing, you get people that already have some type of social media following is best, because that is really how people are connecting more. Having them on your event, having them promote, because it draws those people to you automatically.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. So I think having a goal, having a passion, starting out with, well, what do you like to do? And think about your goals. Do you want to just build connections? Do you want to build a business out of this? Do you want to build an email list? What specifically do you want to do? And then from there, I think the next step that we've noticed, like especially in times like this, is getting speakers, building those connections, and having other speakers on your event, and then using their list to kind of try and promote and build. And together, you can build everything that you're looking for just by launching an event.
And to go off of something that Steph said before, we had a client who, again, doesn't have an email list, didn't have anybody on social media, but because she was getting guest speakers and she was aiming big, she knew who she wanted, and because she was doing an organizing event, she contacted the host of Hoarders, so the TV show Hoarders, and they were so excited, they agreed. But now, because that just went so well, she's flying to LA to be on their show, which is already growing her social media event so much more. And it's incredible the connections you can make by doing something like this.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't have a social media following. She didn't have a website before doing all this. And yeah, we're very excited for her.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. That sounds very exciting, actually.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm glad you brought about your implementation of bringing on guests.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, what kind of guests would be interested in this, and what does it do for them? Why would they go and do this when that person may not have a following? What is really in it for them on their side when saying, hey, I'm coming here, but what does it do for them at all? I guess my question is that.
Yeah,
that's a great question.
Yeah, that is a good question. So it can do a lot of things. So as a speaker, it gets them more exposure and builds their email list, gets them more experience, and ultimately it drives traffic to each individual speaker's website as well. So if you have different speakers that complement each other, then you're using your connections to really build each other's businesses.
Yeah, so especially, again, just from recently, what we've been doing is we've been telling the guest speakers, like, we will promote all of your social media, we will promote your website, we will be writing your bio, and we also tell them that if they want to offer a free gift to the viewers just to have more people going to their website, more traffic going directly towards them, it allows them to do that. And also at the end of the segment, they have the opportunity to just promote themselves. And people, especially during crazy times, they want to get their name out there, and any opportunity to get their name spread wherever, people have been jumping on that. And we've also noticed that some of our clients have had guest speakers who also have low social media numbers, but they still bring in a large crowd because they have loyal friends or family that are still supporting them. But then it just helps other businesses. So there's people out there that I've never even heard of before, but even just finding the speakers for our clients, it's like, wow, I didn't even know this person existed, but look at the resources they have.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, because that was my second question. Because you don't want to bring in a bunch of guests with no following, though, right? So am I wrong about that? You want to bring some kind of balance where you can find some high profile speakers coming through. Is that correct?
Exactly. It is a balance. So we've had people who had an event, they've had over 20 guest speakers. Over 10 of them had over 10,000 people on their email list. They had over thousands of people on social media, but somehow they only had 200 people register to their event. And on the other end, we've had clients who've had only 10 guest speakers, only maybe 3 of them have like 100 people on their email list. They have almost 1,000 people on social media, but they brought in almost 500 people registered for their list. So we always encourage people to find the people that like their dream guest speaker, but also it's really important to find people that complement you as a person, because if you're talking to someone on your interview that you're not really connecting with, it doesn't draw the viewers in. So we encourage more finding people that really connect with you and that get excited for this event, because then they're also excited to promote it as well.
Right. Okay. I got it. Anything else to add to that, Stefanie?
No, just exactly what Chelsea said. I feel like, it's important to get those that complement you and your business, and then together you can grow. Because what we've noticed is it's not always about the size of their email list or their social media, because sometimes they have other ways that they market that you may not know, because you don't always know what their size email list is. But social media, all it takes is a few shares for it to really can get really big and get a lot of views. So we've had a lot of success over mostly social media, but you don't necessarily, you just need someone that connects with you, because they are the ones that will go above and beyond, and they're the ones that are excited to be on your event.
I love
Exactly.
it. I love it. Okay, so take me into the process of when. If say somebody comes to you guys today and like, I want to start my summit this weekend, what do you say to them about that, about the scheduling of this thing?
We can do it.
Yeah.
It is possible. It's just making sure that you have to put the work into it. And events aren't easy. We do often say minimum a month, ideally. But I know, Steph, like you planned a full event with a client in like a week, right?
Yeah, week or 2 weeks. So yeah, exactly. So it is possible to plan an event within a week or two. I've done it and it was really successful. He built really, really good connections, and his course sales after skyrocketed after, just because of the event. He had like 300 sales in like 24, 48 hours. So just by running this event. But I mean, just because having an event in 2 weeks doesn't always mean that's better necessarily, because sometimes you can say wait a month, but then you might have more people, because you need time to promote, you need time, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself either, because it's supposed to be fun too, right? It is work, but you're supposed to love it at the same time. And if you rush and stress over it, sometimes just giving a month, 2 months, just that little bit of extra time to promote, to get your speakers that you really want, sometimes that's better than just rushing it.
Exactly. Okay. So we have a question that came in. I appreciate that. Have the girls noticed some topics to be more popular than others from Marilyn Moore?
So lately, so since COVID, I feel like there's been more maybe mindset or wanting to help each other, something to do with helping, especially in times like these. I feel like almost more speakers, I feel like, are willing and wanting to help each other, right? So I feel like there has been a lot of mindset, and because, together we can help make, less stressful for everybody. So I feel like there's been a lot more events on that, just because there's been a lot more passion of people wanting to help each other, and it's been great. Yeah.
And this is also a tough question because we haven't had the same event twice, which is the incredible thing about running events, is that the more unique it is, the easier it is. So for example, we had this one client where when they signed on with us, we're like, they're going to struggle. How are we going to find people with this? Like, their topic was so broad and it was so technical. It was more like a doctor terms. And we're like, how are we going to get people to sign up for this? But they had the best luck with finding speakers. They had the best luck with, like, not luck, it's strategy and skill that went into it. But they had so many people contacting them because they wanted to do the event. They were excited, and because it was a different topic that actually wasn't out there. So there are a ton of coaches. There are a ton of people doing events like that too. And sometimes in the coaching market, it is more of a challenge because there's so many people out there, and they're also now trying to get their name out there. But really, as long as you find something that works for you and your event that excites you, you can literally have an event on any kind of topic.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Marilyn says she knows that too. Okay, so
thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. So here it is. Sounds great, girls. Sounds wonderful.
Thanks.
Sounds awesome. I would love to do this.
It's fun.
Right? You get into there, but tell us, I mean, let's get real here. Let's be honest. And tell us, maybe from your own experience, what you've seen on the downside, like the problems that might come up when doing an event. Maybe the technical issues, maybe there are speakers who don't do their share promotion, or speakers who you thought they were going to be doing so well, but then it dived. And then is there a friction from different speakers saying, "Hey, what happened to this person? What happened to what I expected wasn't how I expected it to be?" So tell us about what could happen, that you can kind of like defray those issues.
So the first thing that comes to my head is with the speakers. So a lot of people think it is easy to get the speaker in some sense, but at the same time, it can take contacting over 100 speakers in order just to get 20 of them for your event, because you want to find the right speakers for you, right? So sometimes I feel like people can get discouraged because some people say, "Oh, I'm too busy," and my advice to that would be to say, for one, on our website we have step-by-step on how to make your life a little bit easier with finding speakers. But two, I feel like don't be discouraged. Just keep going. No matter, there always will be problems, but you have to look at why you're doing the event, your goals, because ultimately you can get there. And I feel like it is common to have some type of problems, but you can't let that get in the way, because I feel like with anything, right? Like, you have to keep going, have to keep pushing forward. And at the end of the event, you'll be very excited and look back at and appreciate everything that you've built.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And more on the technical end, the beauty about running virtual events is that you can pre-record everything. So that's what we've been like. Some people do prefer the live method, but I know there's been quite a few clients where they've had a lot of anxiety because they didn't know if their speakers were going to commit, if they were going to have some type of technical error. So what we've encouraged them to do is pre-record it, so then that way it's done. They could add some editing if they wanted, and then that way we can upload it. And really, once the event starts, it runs itself. So if there are technical issues, they're just minor things and we can easily fix them. But that way, if they're pre-recorded, you get to see what everything's going to look like before it goes live, and you can do final proofread, have people go through and evaluate to make sure that it works well. And then also it's been helping them with content. So a lot of our speakers who pre-recorded have the permission from their guests to also use it for other things in the future. And that because they pre-record it, they have content to work off of for the next few months, or however they strategize how they use it. But for the most part, and event planning isn't for everybody, but that's why we're there to coach them through. And we have the service where we would also do it for them. If it became overwhelming for them, we would take it on just to help them get through. But as long as you have somebody, I noticed from our experience, we just had to have regular meetings to be like, you're doing great. I know it's overwhelming, and like just give them step-by-step instructions, because sometimes it can just be everything at once and it gets overwhelming. So it's a combination of like being confident and just proud of everything that you accomplish, but also, again, in my opinion, pre-record stuff and have it set before, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like sometimes all it takes is like, have weekly meetings, and for us to say, you know what, you're doing a great job. And sometimes that's all it takes. And that's, I feel like, and they feel more confident, say, yeah, I am doing a good job. And sometimes that's all it takes just to motivate them to keep going.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're going to go a little over because I got a couple more questions.
Yeah, no problem.
I think we're okay. So just real quick about the presence of being on the type of event, as far as maybe if you're solo or if you have a partner, how present should you be during this month or maybe two of building up this event? Should it be a daily thing? Should it be 3 days a week? I mean, you're the face of this thing. So how present do you guys suggest that person should be for this particular event?
Well, right away, they need to be committed to it. And it does take a lot of time. So we've had people come to us after they've been through this other program. They come to us for support afterwards because they didn't have the support they needed. And when they came to us, they were like really struggling kind of with what to do next. But I don't know.
I feel like, I feel like as long as you keep like focus, I don't know, I feel like it is.
Like some people can do it in like 3 days. Some people, I know, they've sat at their computer and they made it their priority to find their speakers. So they spent full days just making sure they had their speakers and getting that lined up. But it can be over. The hardest part, especially if you're doing a summit, is finding your speakers, connecting with them, and having them sign on. So and that can take, we've had it where we've spent almost a month and a half finding speakers, and we've had it where we've spent a day and we've had all the speakers they needed after one sitting. So you need to have the commitment to it, because again, we've had people that came to us, and by the time they came to us, they were kind of burnt out. They've spent all this money, so they want it to run, but they kind of checked out and they're like, I don't know, I'm over this. But then we've had people who are so committed and they're like, yes, let's focus on it, and whatever works to make the event go.
I feel like everybody's so different, and it depends on like each individual schedule. Like for some people it might work to do a little bit each day, but then others, they just want to fully focus 1 day a week. I feel like you have to decide and work based on your schedule, because at the end of the event, you'll be so happy and so proud of everything that you've accomplished, because we've seen huge success with running events. We've seen going from nothing and then launching their event, and they launch a whole new program, and now they have a direction and they have goals and dreams and they've built it so far. So I feel like when people are thinking of how often do I need to do it, I feel like you need to work it in your schedule with what fits best. If it fits best doing a little bit each day, do that. If it fits best doing 1 day and fully focus on, do that too. I feel like either option is great as long as it works within your schedule, because it depends. Like I'm a mom, so I know it has to work within my daughter, right? So my schedule might look a little bit different than Chelsea's or anybody else's.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to get burnt out doing it either. And so if we said you need to sit there 1 full day and dedicate it to it, that doesn't work for everyone. So we want people to be excited and find what works best for them. That's not going to overwhelm them, but will help them get to the end point.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys said that, because everybody's different.
Yeah.
That's great. Great stuff. Great content, girls. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So, why start this medium for building a business? Now, I know that's the main title of this thing, how you can launch your business. Why start this medium of virtual events over everything else that someone might try?
Just because I feel like it outsells their competition there's so many reasons. Because for one, in times like these, it is helpful to run events virtually, and because I feel like in times like these, it helps you'll make more money online. And running a virtual event is something very unique that we've seen huge success. You think about it, it's like I feel like a lot more people should do it because we've seen huge success with it. And I feel like it's a little bit different, more than just email marketing, because, you can put as much time in as you would email marketing and you might get even better results. So I feel like everybody's doing email marketing. Everybody's doing all these other ways, but make yourself different. If you want to stand out from your competition, you need to do something different and be willing to put in the time and effort. And I feel like this is the best way.
And especially an event like this that we've been promoting more of, like having guest speakers, so more of a summit. It's been helping people get more networking experience. So now they're on more podcasts, or they're writing a guest blog, and now they have people writing for theirs. And again, they have content. So we've had people who had 21 guest speakers for their event, and they do an email marketing campaign where every month they send out updates. So now they have 20 months worth of content that they can release, and they have more connections. And there's just, again, we had the one person who didn't have too many people come to their event, but yet they have had more success because of the connections they've made through it. So it's not just, yes, you can post on social media. Yes, you can do the email marketing, and all of those things do work. But like Steph said, this is just that additional competition that makes it a little different, more interactive. People get to know you more because you're hosting the event. They get to know you and your style, and you get content to use in the future, and you have great networking and more people that you can build a relationship off of, which again, in turn, promotes you as well.
Exactly. And I feel like it almost brings a lot of different marketing strategies into one. So
Yes.
so many people, they're like, well, I don't know how to market. I don't know how to get out there. It brings in a little bit of everything. It brings not just an event, but it does social media, marketing, content, everything that Chelsea said.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You know what? You too. I'm glad I asked that question, because there was just so much passion of answering that question. Do this besides the other ones. I'm telling you straight.
You get excited over it. And again, we've had people come to us where they've gone through some type of coaching problem that told them they had to, but then they were overwhelmed and like, I don't know what the benefit is. And then as soon as we meet with them, they get re-excited about all the possibilities. And it's just because we're excited about things that come from it, we feel like we can help others get that excitement again and launch whatever they want to launch.
Awesome. Yeah. I love it. See, and I think that's the epitome of what this authority project is all about. It's just giving people a platform. I guess some people just don't have a platform, so they feel like it's just a hard struggle to even try to get anything going. So there's so much to think about. There's so much to do that nothing happens. But if they can just get a boost where they have a platform, where they have a network, they have a little bit of an audience, they have something to build on, to leverage on. Yep. This is just great. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying to me now?
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. So my last question, and unless we have another question coming in here. Let me see. Is there excitement? Yes, I fully feel it there, Melon. So I asked this of all our guests here: if someone is seeing you for the first time or listening to you later on in the podcast, and they want to do what you do, they want to build an authority, and they want to be an event planner just like you, can you kind of take them through some of that guesswork of how to build a platform like you, an authority platform, on doing and hosting a virtual event?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, come to our website at CSPlanners.com. And we we provide a lot of resources on our website as well. So if you're starting from nothing, we sell basic kits with just basic information of what you need to get started. We will also be launching a program that is coming up soon. We'll be talking more about that in the near future, where we will be walking people over the course of 3 months. We're going to be giving people step-by-step instructions and walking through them through all this small details to get them to launch their own event on their own. And so basically, even if you have no experience running an event, we can help you. We can help guide you to the next step. We offer some coaching support as well. So if you just need some ideas to bounce off of, but overall, just be excited for what you want to do.
Yep, exactly. And I feel like, yeah, so like just by running an event, some people, they have no idea what even their target market is or what they want to do or how they even want to make money from it. And this, I feel like by running an event, we've seen so many people figure all that out along the way. I feel like so many people are just afraid to just start, just to take that first step into something. And I feel like just by running an event, it will build you. You'll build a following. You'll see the results and, you know, be able to define exactly what you want to do, how you want to make money. And you may not know all the questions. You may not know exactly what your target audience is or how you want to make money online. You may not know exactly all those little details, but you don't need to know necessarily until like you'll find it all along the way. So I feel like just by taking that first step, I feel like that is the first step to building the life and everything that you want.
Exactly.
I love it. And there's no need to actually, the last question was to tell people how to connect with you further, but we're already there. CSPlanners.com. That's C as in cat, S as in Sam, planners, the way it sounds.com, if you are listening. And this is great. I want to do this. I'll tell you right now. And
it's fun.
People want me to do this. So it is in the works, and maybe I got the right people to work with here today.
Definitely.
So awesome. And people are liking. I put that last comment in there from Cindy. She says, "What sharp young women leveraging their collective unconscious competence."
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Cindy.
Love it. So we're going to wrap this up here today. I'm glad you stayed a little bit longer because I think what is needed for people to really understand this and get educated on this. Do you have any other words of wisdom before we get out of here for today?
My last advice would just be to go for it. Go after your dreams.
You want something, go for it. Make it happen.
Exactly.
Awesome. And I'm going to plug my little Facebook group here. If you're listening here and want to build your authority and leverage off of that and learn how to really know what you do as a business, check us out at the Authority Builders Academy on Facebook. Just search there and we'll get you in there. We get weekly free trainings on that. And you are the first guest after my initial live video to podcast. We just launched the podcast really last week.
Nice.
We're in celebration mode. We're in an 8-week thing where we're going to give out a prize. One prize every week for people who want to participate in this grand celebration. You guys are going to be obviously into that mix as well, going forward with the Authority Project, now a podcast, live stream video podcast.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. So amazing. You guys were incredible. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I love your passion, and I love your niche. It's just I think everybody should be able to contact you and really get to connect with you and really start going with this and building their Authority platform via a virtual event. All right. And I am done. I'm so glad you're here, that you came. I'm so glad everybody here who came in and listened and participated with their questions. And we are out right now. This is a wrap for the Authority Project.